Hey guys, it's Miss Johns, and I am just going to go over your assignment for the next few days for the rest of the week. Um, we are not doing any more iReady or USA test prep. We are going to be doing a book report. And so your assignment for today is to choose a book that you like. You can choose a book that's at home, or you could choose a book that you can find on the internet. So like YouTube, if you want to do a read aloud of a book that you might not necessarily have at home, but you've read it before. It has to be a book that you've read. It has to be a book that you've read and are completely finished with. So if you're still in the middle of a book, you cannot use that. And so just choose a book that you enjoy and that you want to do a book report on. So for me, I chose The Paper Bag Princess because I did a read aloud on it, and it is my favorite childhood book from when I was little, probably from when I was like 6 years old. And so I chose this book to do a book report on. What you're going to do is you're going to read through the entire book, um, and then you are going to write down and take some notes. So you're going to need a piece of paper. And today really is more of planning. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of paper and you're going to write down the setting, the characters, a summary of the story. And a summary means that you tell me what happened in the story in order, but it doesn't have to be too many words. And then you're also going to write an alternate ending. And there's other things that you can add to your book report, and I'll go over those in a little bit. So let me show you an example. So this is a book report that I did. Like I said, I did The Paper Bag Princess, and the characters for The Paper Bag Princess, you can either write about them or you can draw them like I did. So I drew them out. The characters for The Paper Bag Princess, there was a princess, there was a princess named Elizabeth. There was her prince named Ronald, and there was a dragon. Okay. Also, I did the setting, so I drew a picture of the setting. The setting took place in a forest that the dragon ended up burning down, and then this is the dragon's lair, and it had a really cool door on it. And for my summary, so I wrote out a summary. I wrote complete sentences, but it's not too long. It's not as long as a book. And the events go in order. So let me read you guys what I wrote for my summary. Elizabeth and Ronald were going to get married when a dragon smashed their castle, burned their clothes, and kidnapped Ronald. Elizabeth found a paper bag to wear and found the dragon. She tricked the dragon into getting tired by having the dragon fly across the world in 10 seconds. The dragon fell asleep and Elizabeth rescued Ronald. Ronald didn't like her anymore because she was dirty and wearing a paper bag. Elizabeth was happy they didn't get married. So that is my summary. It's short, but it gets to all the most important points. So that's what you would write in your summary, okay? And then the other portion of your book report that you need to have is an alternate ending. And the word alternate means just having a different ending. So something that's different, okay? So you heard how the story in The Paper Bag Princess ended. At the very end of the story, actually I'm going to read this to you because this is truly my favorite part of the book. So Elizabeth saves the prince from the dragon. And look at him looking at her. And it says, let me see if I can read it through my screen. Elizabeth walked right over the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair is all tangled, and you're wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you're dressed like a real princess. And Elizabeth has said, Ronald, said Elizabeth, your clothes are really pretty, and your hair is very neat. You look like a real prince, but you are a bum. They didn't get married after all. So it's kind of a silly ending. But I wrote an alternate ending. So that's what you guys are going to do for your story that you choose. So you're going to be creative. Think of an ending that either you wish could have happened or just something that you completely make up. A different way to end the story than what the book actually had. So this was my alternate ending that I came up with. Elizabeth realized that her and the dragon had a lot in common. The dragon took her for a ride around the world. They decided to travel to different places together. Elizabeth told Ronald she couldn't marry him, and she and the dragon had many great adventures around the world instead. So that is my alternate ending. So the 4 portions of your story that you're going to have, let me go back over them that you must have. You must have characters, setting, a summary, and an alternate ending. Okay? So today, really, all I really want you to do today is to write all that down. You could do it on a white sheet of paper. You could do it on lined paper. Just do a rough draft for today. And then tomorrow, what you are going to be doing is putting this on a poster board. So if I want to make it really simple for myself, I'll just take these pieces of paper and I will glue them to a poster board so that everyone can see all of my pieces all in one place. Or I could even make a book out of it. So say I want to get a cover page and I can staple these together, maybe make a front title page and make it a book report. I can do what pretty much whatever I want with this book report or present it however I want. I'm going to share my screen with you guys so that I can show you some other ways that friends have done these book reports. So let me start with the first one. This boy right here, he did his book report on the Goosebumps book. It said it's based on a movie. So he actually got a real picture of the front cover of his book. He wrote the Goosebumps title the same way that it is written in the book. He wrote the setting. He wrote the title, the author. He added some extra stuff in there too. And then he drew pictures to go along with his book report. So don't forget, your book report has to have the characters, the setting, a summary, and an alternate ending. But you can add all this other extra stuff, such as like pictures and the book title, the author. This person made a book report out of paper bags. Look at that. So they somehow put paper bags together. They glued or stapled them. And then on each page of the paper bag, they put something inside of it that you could pull out and make part of your book report. So say like here's their front cover, and then inside maybe they have their characters in here and you could pull them out. In this page, maybe they have their setting and you could pull it out and read it. In this page, maybe they have their summary, you could pull it out and read it. I thought that was really, really creative. This student used a file folder, which is so cute. So just one little file folder that they folded in 3 ways. They have their summary right here. They even added their favorite part. You could open this little apple. They have their characters, and they don't have an alternate ending, but you could always add that, somewhere else. And vocabulary that was in the book. Ooh, that's a good one to add. Maybe like really interesting vocabulary. And this one is probably the easiest one to do, which is just like I said, write everything down. It's a little blurry, but you would just write the book title, the author, and then put all your pieces right here, character, setting, summary, alternate ending, and then glue it on a poster board or, a really big piece of paper and present it this way. If you don't have poster board, you can't go out and get poster board. Something I suggest is maybe even use wrapping paper. So not use like colored wrapping paper, but pick wrapping paper out, and the back of wrapping paper is usually white. So if you lay it out on the table, that wrapping paper on the back is white. You could glue all your pieces to it, and there you go. You have your book report. What we are going to do is on Friday, instead of a virtual field trip, we are going to meet on Zoom, and we're going to spend the hour or so presenting our book reports. We can't get to everyone's because we're doing all of the classes together, but we will choose some friends to do our book reports. If you don't get a turn to present your book report, you can take a picture of it, and I will try to make a PowerPoint or something that I can send everyone's book reports out in a post so that everyone can see it. Okay? And I'm also thinking of possibly having you guys, if you are very proud of your book report, please send me a picture of it, and I will go through the book reports that I have gotten, and I will choose some of the ones to be presented on our Zoom live on Friday. And I don't know the exact time, probably 10 o'clock, which is what time we usually do it, but you'll get more information on that later on. So for today, your assignment for today is to, like I said, read a book. It doesn't need to be a chapter book. Get a, picture book that you really enjoy, whether it's through you having it at home or whether you look it up on YouTube, because you can find lots of read alouds on YouTube. Read a book and then write down the 4 parts to your book. You don't have to have them perfect here yet, but just do like a rough draft. So that means plan. So have your characters, setting, summary, alternate ending, and then tomorrow put it all together, and then Friday we will present. All right, I'll see you guys later.